Hello everyone. Today I bring to you a very interesting study which will lead us to a type of draw. As you know, in the other videos I was explaining to you different types of draws. Well, this situation is in the endgame. It is more commonly known as the Reti maneuver. Reti was a famous chess player. Look him up, Richard Reti, and this is one of his chess studies. And it actually did occur in a certain format in some games, which, if I have positive response, I will go over the game in a different video. But in this chess study, it looks like as though everything's lost for white, correct? I mean, how can he be here towards his pawn and do something about this passed pawn? It's obvious that the black king is much closer to the white pawn, and he can kind of stop it. So he's kind of having to make some choices. What is he going to do? What is white going to do? How can he still make this into a draw? Yes, indeed, this can be a draw, where it could be a technical draw or a king versus a king. Even that, can you believe that? Could be a king versus a king. So you can stop the video and start to look at this yourself, or just let's listen and learn. And basically, in geometry, you know, the Pythagorean theorem really does not apply here, because the amount of spaces that when the king goes diagonally is the same as when he goes um, uh, vertically. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So do you see that? Same distance. So don't let the old geometry confuse you. You can still, we'll be reviewing what is the square, and the square will tell you whether you can catch up to the pawn. Actually, they call it the juicer. If you ever are one of those Twitchers, well, actually they're streamers, but they're on Twitch, they call it the juicer. I'm thinking, what is the juicer? Well, the juicer is a pawn. Anyway, I guess we have some crossover from gaming type of jargon, and that's how language evolves. And all those of you who are language enthusiasts, that is how we get new words into the dictionary. Whereas maybe in 100 years we won't call it the pawn, we'll just call it the juicer. Anyway, we shall see. But that is how fluid language is. I am diverting again, so let's go back. Hopefully I was giving you enough time to be figuring this out. Okay, so instead of like going here, and then he goes here, and then he goes here, and then he goes here, are you gonna ever catch up in this matter, this straightforward manner? No, you are not going to catch up. So let's go back to the original position. So what are your options? Remember that the king can also go diagonally. So let's start going diagonally. And now if this one's trying to escape, you can still go diagonally. And what is it doing? It's the same time as it's having its eyes on this pawn. This opponent's pawn is also trying to get closer to its pawn, depending on what the black king does. So you're keeping your options open by going diagonally with the king. So let's say if he goes here, you can still go here. Okay, you're still maintaining some distance. Okay, let's see if he takes the pawn. Then you know you're not going to have to concentrate on that pawn anymore, and you are going to have to move in. And do you see, oops, the rule of the square. If you're in this square, that means you will be able to catch up to the pawn. Okay, so here we go. The rule of the squares, another interesting thing. So you have to have very good visual acuity, like eagle's eyes, to be able to see these geometric formations in your head on the chessboard. And so we go this way, we go this way, we go this way. And does he reach the end? No, it doesn't. And voila! This is how we have a king versus a king endgame, and it's a draw. So this is how you were able to convert a seemingly losing position by just knowing the skill, this tactic of the Reti maneuver. You are now in a draw position, which gives you half a point. Kind of better than a 0, correct? So that is why it's so crucial to learn all these tricks of the trade, as they say. The more you know, the more you're able to apply. Again, knowing is not the same as applying. So now you need to go and practice on the board with the setup. And there could be another position here where we end up with a queen and a queen. But the queen and a queen will also be a draw, because it's technically a draw. And so forth and so on. So here we go. This is called the Reti maneuver. This is another type of draw here where you can go into what, depending on the moves that the black king makes, it's a king versus a king. There's another type of draw that you can also have where we would end up with a queen and a queen. But today, not to overload your brain, that's another type of tactic, overloading. I will talk about overloading in another video. There's so much to learn about chess, but let's go piecemeal. This is a very important skill for you to know how to maneuver the king in the endgame in order to have a draw. Alrighty, we'll have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon. Au revoir.